So, as requested, here is a short, friendly critique of the Emergent Play channel. So before we can really critique this channel, we need to know what it's about. And it seems to me that the purpose of the channel is really to open up avenues of debate and discussion for game theory, particularly in areas that might not normally come up around our table. So, what does it take to spark that kind of discussion or debate? How do you open up channels of communication on complicated, or at least unusual to some, theories of gaming? Well, my suggestions in this friendly critique will hopefully outline some basic ways that this could be accomplished that aren't being done already, and frankly, you're doing practically everything you can. Let's start with strengths and then move on to things that might need improvement. So for strengths, clearly your channel demonstrates that you have a broad knowledge of the topic, that you have a willingness to do a lot of research, even though you've stated that you're not really that into poring over forums and the like, but you're definitely pulling in interesting sources and resources. There's a concerted effort, I feel, to strip the bias out of what you present, and so that it's really a sharing of ideas and not a push for a certain point of view. The editing style, the pacing, the tone, they have a very strong focus, so you have very short, focused clips, which frankly are a godsend. Pot, kettle. Your replies and your reply channel are very cogent, and I feel that overall you're a positive influence toward the betterment of gaming skill. By far the strongest point of the channel, I feel, is that you provide just enough of your viewpoint to spark conversation and prime the pump, without diluting the potential responses or unduly limiting the field of those responses. That's not easy to do, and you do it extremely well. The editing style of constantly shifting background, which is often used to reinforce your topic, is very much appreciated. Some people don't like rapid cuts, they want fades or star wipes, but for my money, please keep doing what you're doing there. Your recent decision to start a G+ page to easily extend discussion beyond the bizarre YouTube comment structure is an excellent idea, and I feel supports your goal of sparking discussion very well. But I'm going to come back to the G+ page in a minute. Okay, things that might be improved. You don't ramble. The classic YouTube ramble video probably evolved from a desire to ensure that the listener is conversant with the speaker's point of view, combined with a lack of time to reshoot or edit clips into sharper, more efficient versions. Now, I really appreciate the short, direct punches of your clips, and I do not want to see them suffer from ramble bloat. But at the same time, I expect that there are a lot of viewers who do not have enough exposure to the less mainstream games that you cite to always see or know where you're going. So granted, as you say in episode 1, they could do research of their own, but time and product availability may preclude that. It may prevent, or at least delay, the onset of the discussion that you're hoping to spark. So one suggestion I would make is to do very, very short overviews of these games to highlight their core characteristics. It could be a good resource for others. It will definitely expand the knowledge base for those interested in the theories that you're broaching, and could potentially raise the level of discourse, while possibly sparking others to showcase niche games that they're familiar with. Something along the lines of what you did in response to my preferred mechanics video would be helpful. Not a review, but just highlighting a core concept or the key point of that particular game. It's concepts, it's conceits, it's connections. Your Monopoly example, or example explanation in episode 2, shows me that you're aware of this issue. So I don't think that this suggestion is really offering much help. But as your topics grow more complex, the self-imposed and awesome short time limit you have is going to preclude much of this sort of orientation material. So maybe separating some of this stuff out into a series of clips on how these games work could have value. You know, a Burning Wheel clip, a My Life with Master clip, and a Psy Run clip, and so on. There's a lot of rich content in your videos. So those without the exposure to address the questions fully may just watch, say, wow, and then move on, intending to return to the topic later, but does later ever come? Another minor thing you could do is clarify your sources more than you are. You can forearm your viewers by offering links that you've researched from Google and the like, links to articles, forums, academic treatises, whatever, that you're going to reference in your clip. Cite them, and they can go in the description section as you did in episode 4, which was a great one, by the way, and you did it again in episode 7. Motivated listeners will follow them. They'll seek them out, and that will cut down their research time and enable them to be a more vibrant and active part of the discussion that you're hoping to spark. Hopefully, it will allow them also to move beyond what you've had the time to research and maybe extend or expand the discussion by finding sources that you're not aware of. The final minor point that I'd like to raise is one of pacing. Now, those early clips were delivered with a lightning-fast delivery, which at times could cause some of the subtleties of what you were trying to communicate to be lost, or at least obscured for the first listen. Now, you've adapted and you've adjusted that on your own. And generally speaking, you have a fast but clear pace. Sometimes, however, especially when the topic is interesting or important, or in cases where it's very obvious that this is something that is less common, you accelerate again. Warp speed. Episode 8 and Episode 10 are good examples of well-controlled pace. In Episode 8, even though the topic of player agency is huge, it's so broad and has so many implications, you still kept that clip down to 5 minutes. Now, if that were me, I suspect I would have been talking and talking for days and not been able to edit it down to anything less than 15 minutes. So if I had a hat, it would be off to you. Last point. G+ pages are good. They let comments be edited, and they have the freedom to go on at length and are extremely easy to share. The downsides are that people can only add your channel. You can't add them. And if people are not sharing it, they're never going to stumble across it. So the people who are using it need to share it. 2 other minor issues are that editing options such as linking are not broad in the comments of topics in G+, and notifications are affected by such a wide array of settings and things that you really need to plus name any person that you really want to see a particular thread. Anyway, thanks again for the opportunity to comment and offer a small critique on your excellent channel. Please keep posting, and I really look forward to your next clip. And I also look forward to your perspicacious assessment of my channel.